Here is something nobody tells you about hiding a tummy after 60. It has nothing to do with your body. It has everything to do with the architecture of the dress. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 dress silhouettes that use the actual science of light, line, and fabric structure to work with your beautiful body, not fight against it. No shapewear, no girdles, no suffering. I'm also going to explain why the exact same dress can make one woman look 10 years younger and another look 10 years older. And it all comes down to one fabric detail most people never notice. And I'll share exactly where to buy each style: budget, mid-range, and luxury. Because I know that's the part most fashion videos skip completely. My friends, if you've ever stood in a fitting room and watched a dress that looked absolutely gorgeous on the rack somehow make you look rounder, or boxier, or just wider in the mirror, you haven't failed the dress test. The dress failed you, because here's what I've discovered after years of looking at what actually works for women's bodies after 60. Most dresses on the market are still designed around a body that stopped being the majority sometime around age 35. That means finding the right dress has never been about luck. It has always been about knowing what you're looking for and understanding exactly why it works. That's what today is for. So here's what we're going to do. 7 dresses, the science behind each one, real body notes for different tummy shapes, and a shopping list you can actually use, US and UK options at every price point. I'm also going to stop at the midpoint and talk about the one tummy hiding mistake I see women make over and over, because it's doing the opposite of what you want. We'll get there. Let's start with one of my absolute favorites. The modern empire waist earns my top spot for pure elegance and pure comfort. And the reason why comes down to one deceptively simple seam. Now, when I say empire waist, I want to be precise, modern, not the maternity silhouette most of us picture immediately. The difference between those two things is everything, and I'll show you exactly what to look for in a moment. Here's the science behind it, and it's simpler than it sounds. Your brain uses contrast lines to locate the waist on a body. Seams, hems, waistbands. The brain scans for contrast and says, that's where the waist is. An empire seam, placed 2 to 3 inches below the bust, gives your brain exactly that reference point, right there, above the natural waist. And once the brain has found its anchor, it doesn't go looking below. That's the seam anchor effect. The tummy doesn't disappear. The brain simply stops searching for it. So when you're shopping for an empire waist, here are the 3 details that separate a dress that works from one that doesn't. 1. Seam placement. It needs to sit 2 to 3 inches below the bust. Not at the bust, not flush with the bra line. That inch or 2 of separation is what moves the reference point down and away from the chest. 2. Fabric below the seam. It needs to be fluid. Jersey, crepe, a chiffon overlay. The moment you choose a stiff or structured fabric below that seam, you've lost the effect entirely. The dress stands away from your body instead of skimming it. 3. The silhouette from the seam down. A gentle A-line, not a straight column, which creates a tube, not a wide bell, which creates volume you don't want. Just a soft, confident outward angle from seam to hem. Now, 2 quick notes for different bodies. If you've ever picked up an empire dress and thought it made you look pregnant, that's not you. That's a seam that sat too high and fabric that had no movement. The right seam height paired with fluid fabric underneath reads as elegant, not expectant. And if you're fuller through the midsection, the eye anchors to that seam above the waist and never makes the journey down. That's the principle at work every single time. For petite frames, or if you've noticed some height loss, reach for the T-length or midi hem, not the full maxi. A floor-length empire on a shorter frame reverses the lengthening effect. The midi is your sweet spot. Where to find this style? Budget, ASOS and Amazon Essentials. Search Empire Midi Dress Women. Under $50. ASOS ships to both the US and UK. Mid-range, Chico's Empire line or Boden extended sizes. Boden is a wonderful UK option and ships beautifully here as well. Luxury, Eileen Fisher Empire silhouettes. Fluid, sophisticated, designed for real bodies at every stage. Quick note, some links in the description are affiliate links, no extra cost to you ever, just a small thank you if you choose to use them. The Empire gives you length and elegance from one seam. The next silhouette solves a different problem entirely, the dress that refuses to stay put. Meet the faux wrap, and I want to be precise here. The faux AFAFA wrap, not a true wrap. There is a critical difference. A true wrap dress is held closed by a tie at the side. It moves, it shifts. If you've ever had a wrap dress open at an inopportune moment, reaching for something, getting out of a car, sitting down at a restaurant, you know exactly the kind of stress I'm talking about. The faux wrap is sewn closed. It has the look, the V neckline, the angled front, but none of the anxiety. It stays put. Now here's what makes the faux wrap so effective for the midsection. And it goes deeper than just having a flattering neckline. Did you know your brain makes a judgment about the width of a body in under a second, entirely based on where it perceives the edges to be? That's what the diagonal line is doing. It moves the perceived edges. A V neckline creates a strong diagonal axis running from the shoulder straight down through the center of the body. Your eye follows that line, down and through. It doesn't stop to measure width. It travels. That's the Gestalt diagonal effect. The eye in motion never lingers, and where the eye doesn't linger, the brain doesn't register with. Side ruching reinforces it further. When ruching is placed at the side seams, not at the front, it gathers fabric away from the center and redistributes it toward the hips. That creates curves, not bulk. So here are the 3 details that make a faux wrap work. 1. The V neckline. It needs to be a true clean diagonal, not a shallow scoop curve, not a soft rounded V. The angle is the mechanism. A weak angle creates a weak diagonal and loses the effect. 2. Ruching placement, sides only. If ruching runs across the front of the dress, it draws attention directly to the center, the exact opposite of what you need. Side seams only. 3. Fabric. Jersey is your first choice. It drapes, it moves with you, and unlike woven fabric, it never pulls tight across the midsection when you sit or turn. 2 notes for different bodies. If you carry fullness through the center of the midsection, the wrap angle draws the eye upward first. Toward the neckline, the collarbone, the face, the eye travels upward along that diagonal before it ever reaches the midsection. That's the path the neckline sets. If your concern is lower belly, just below the waist, rather than at the natural waist, a hem that falls just past the knee extends the diagonal line all the way down, creating one continuous movement from neckline to hem. The lower abdomen is carried along inside that line rather than sitting outside it. For petite frames, keep the print simple. A single solid color or a small vertical pattern. A large print breaks the diagonal line into disconnected shapes and adds visual width across the body, which is the one thing we're working to avoid. Where to shop? Budget, Old Navy and ASOS faux wrap jersey dresses. Under $45. Old Navy carries an impressive size range and ships US. ASOS covers both US and UK. Mid-range, Talbots and J. Jill for longer lengths. UK shoppers, Monsoon and Jules both carry excellent faux wrap options. Luxury, Lafayette 148 faux wrap silhouettes for those who want the finest construction. UK, LK Bennett, which does this silhouette beautifully. 2 down. The next dress carries the most authority of anything in this list. The one that makes you look like you own every room you enter. The structured shift dress is the single most underestimated silhouette in the wardrobe of women over 60. And I say that because I see it skipped over constantly, usually in favor of something looser. I understand the instinct. When we want to minimize a tummy, we reach for more fabric. We go wider. We go draped. And sometimes that works beautifully. We've already seen 2 dresses that use that logic. But the shift dress works on entirely different principles. It doesn't minimize by covering more. It minimizes by touching less. And there is one detail inside this dress that most women never think to check, and it makes all the difference. I'll get to it in a moment. Here's the science behind it. A structured shift hangs from the shoulders. That's the key. The shoulders are the load-bearing point, And from there, the fabric falls straight, not hugging the body, not conforming to every curve underneath it. That fall creates a small but critical air gap between the dress and the midsection. And that gap is the entire mechanism. The brain cannot register the shape of a body it cannot see pressed against fabric. When the fabric never makes contact with the midsection, for the brain's purposes, simply isn't there. That's negative space architecture. The absence of contact does the work. But this only holds if the fabric has what I call memory, the ability to hold its own shape, rather than collapsing against yours. Limp jersey, the wrong weight, the kind that drapes without structure, collapses that gap the moment you sit down or turn. It clings. Stiff brocade goes too far in the other direction and creates a box. What you want is the middle ground, structure with drape. Ponte, scuba, medium weight crepe, Duchess satin in lighter cuts, fabrics that hold their shape without holding you hostage. Here are the 3 construction details to look for. 1. Fabric with body. Nothing limp, nothing rigid. If you press the fabric between your fingers and it immediately springs back, that's fabric with memory. 2. A clean A-line from shoulder to hem. Even a subtle outward angle is sufficient. The silhouette doesn't need to be dramatically flared, just enough of an angle to confirm the fabric is falling away from the body rather than toward it. 3. Length, just below the knee. This is the balance point between authority and proportion. Enough hem to anchor the silhouette. Enough leg to prevent the rectangular appearance that a full midi can create. Now, the detail I mentioned, the one most women never check. The lining, an unlined shift dress in bright light, department store lighting, sunlight through a window, will show every curve through the fabric rather than skimming past it. The entire effect collapses. Always check the lining before you purchase. Hold the dress up to a light source before you try it on. If you can see your hand through it, it needs a slip underneath, at minimum. 1 body note, and it covers nearly every tummy type because the fabric never contacts the midsection. This silhouette works whether you carry fullness high, low, all the way around, or in a soft center band. The fabric simply skims past. Without comment, it requires nothing of you except to stand in it. For petite frames, choose a shift that ends at or just above the knee, not a full midi length. On a shorter frame, a full midi creates a straight vertical column from shoulder to floor, which reads as rectangular rather than elegant. The shorter hem restores the proportion. Shopping recommendations: budget, ASOS Ponte and Scuba shift dresses, often under $60. Ships US and UK. Mid-range, Chico's and Talbots for extended sizes. UK shoppers, Hobbs is exceptional for this silhouette, beautifully constructed and worth seeking out specifically. Luxury, Eileen Fisher structured shift for those who want the finest drape. UK, Jigsaw and LK Bennett both do this silhouette with real precision. Before we go any further, I need to stop, because there is one tummy hiding mistake I see everywhere, and it's time to address it directly. Can I tell you something that took me a long time to understand? When women want to hide their tummy, the instinct is to go bigger, looser, more fabric, more coverage. I understand that instinct completely. It makes absolute sense. But here is what the science tells us. The brain does not see hiding when it encounters excess fabric. It sees mass. More fabric equals more visual weight, and more visual weight equals the perception of a larger body. There is a term for this in fashion architecture, the tent effect. And the tent effect is working directly against you. Think of it this way. If you draped a bedsheet over a floor lamp, you would not see a lamp. You would see a large, vague, undefined shape. That is what an oversized dress says to the eye. Large, vague, undefined. What creates the illusion of a slimmer body is not hiding the shape. It is defining a new shape over the shape you have. That is what every silhouette in this video is doing. And that is the myth I promised to address at the beginning. More coverage is not the answer. Better architecture is. You deserve to tell exactly the story you choose. And I'll tell you my single top pick for a big event at the end of this video. For now, let's keep going. We have 4 more silhouettes, and they keep getting more interesting. Dress 4 takes us somewhere lighter, And I mean that literally, in terms of how the fabric moves. The pleated trapeze. And here is something I love about this silhouette. It is the only dress in this list that actively works harder for you the more you move. Stand still. It's elegant. Walk across a room. It becomes extraordinary. Here is why. Pleats, specifically knife pleats or accordion pleats, do something gathered fabric cannot. When you walk, they expand. When you stand still, they compress back. That constant shift between expansion and compression creates what textile engineers call directional volume release. And here is the interesting part. A shape in motion is significantly harder for the brain to measure than a static one. When a shape is constantly changing, the brain underestimates its dimensions. It simply cannot keep up. On top of that, each pleat creates its own plane of fabric, and each plane reflects light at a slightly different angle. When your midsection is fragmented into 8 to 12 distinct planes of light, it cannot register as one unified solid mass. The eye has nothing to lock onto. So here are the 3 things to look for when shopping. 1. Pleat type. Knife pleats or accordion pleats only. Not gathered fabric. Gathering adds bulk without creating any directional movement. The two are not the same. 2. Fabric. It must move. Silk, chiffon, lightweight crepe. Stiff fabric in a pleated dress defeats the dynamic quality entirely. You lose both the expansion and the fragmentation. 3. Length. Below the knee. The longer the pleated section, the more movement, and the more effective the fragmentation becomes. 2 notes for specific body types. For women with a higher, firmer tummy, the trapeze's gentle A-line from the shoulder creates visual clearance above the tummy before the pleating even begins. The fabric is already moving away from that area before the eye gets there. For women with a softer or rounder lower tummy, choose a trapeze where the widest point falls at the hip, not at the knee. Hip wide reads as elongated, knee wide reads as triangular, and wider. For petite frames, fine, narrow pleats at midi length, wide, deep pleats on a shorter height create stacking bands, the visual equivalent of horizontal stripes across the body. Fine and vertical, that is your combination. Where to find beautiful pleated trapeze dresses? Budget, Zara and ASOS. Both carry excellent pleated options between $40 and $70. ASOS ships US and UK. Mid-range, J. Jill for lightweight versions. UK shoppers, Per Una at Marks & Spencer is outstanding for this silhouette, and Jules carries lovely options as well. Luxury. Diane von Furstenberg, pleated silk for those who want the finest movement. Eileen Fisher also does the trapeze silhouette beautifully. The trapeze works through movement and light fragmentation. Our next dress works through something even more dramatic. A deliberate optical illusion built directly into the fabric. Color blocking, when applied correctly, is the closest thing fashion has to real-life Photoshop. And I mean that technically, not as a compliment. This is the most deliberately optical dress in this entire list. Here is the science. The Helmholtz illusion. Dark colors recede from the eye. Light colors advance toward it. A color block dress with a lighter center panel and darker side panels uses this precisely. The light center draws the eye inward, up toward your face. The dark sides retreat from view. Your brain estimates the width of your body based on where it perceives the outer edges to be. Darker side panels move those outer edges inward, narrowing the silhouette without a single alteration to the fabric. Think of those dark side panels as shadows painted directly onto the fabric. That is not fashion, that is architecture. Done correctly, this optical effect can reduce the perceived width of the midsection by 3 to 4 inches. That is not an estimate, that is the Helmholtz illusion doing its work. Now, 3 things that determine whether it works or not. 1. Panel arrangement. Dark sides, lighter center, always. Never reversed. A dark center panel with lighter sides widens the silhouette instead of narrowing it. The reversal is the most common mistake with this dress. 2. Contrast intensity. The difference between the panels must be visible. Navy and ivory, black and blush, burgundy and cream, pale gray against medium gray barely registers. The illusion needs genuine contrast to function. 3. Center panel length. It must run the full length of the dress, neckline to hem. A color stripe only at the waist is not color blocking. It is a horizontal band at precisely the area you are trying to redirect attention away from. 2 notes for specific body types. For women with a wider or more prominent midsection, this is the silhouette that delivers the most dramatic result for you, precisely because there is more contrast differential to work with. The more visible the tummy, the more powerfully this dress performs. That is the Helmholtz illusion working at full strength. For all body types, one measurement to keep in mind: the center panel should be no wider than the span of your shoulders. When the panel is wider than your shoulders, it stops reading as a column of light and starts reading as a broad band. Narrower is always more effective. For petite women, the same shoulder width rule applies and matters even more on a shorter frame. A wide center panel on a petite figure reads as a vertical stripe rather than a slimming column. Keep it narrow. The optical effect intensifies as the panel narrows. Where to shop for color block panel dresses? Budget, ASOS, and Amazon. Search color block panel midi dress. Both carry a strong selection under $55. ASOS ships US and UK. Mid-range, Chico's color block line is consistently excellent for this demographic. UK shoppers, Monsoon, Hobbs, and Bowden all carry beautiful color block options. Luxury, Calvin Klein midi column and Lafayette 148 color block pieces for those who want an investment silhouette that lasts. From architectural precision to something altogether more romantic. Our next dress is for the woman who wants to look like elegance has always come naturally to her. The tiered maxi. The woman whose dress seems to choose her, rather than the other way around. Here is how it works. Tier placement determines everything. When the first tier begins at the high waist, approximately 2 inches below the bust, the eye follows the cascading movement downward, past the midsection entirely. The tiers below create volume at the lower body, and here is the proportion contrast principle. A smaller element always appears even smaller when placed next to something larger. Your upper body is the smaller. The tiered skirt is the larger, and the midsection, the part you want the eye to pass through rather than rest on, becomes the transition between the two. The eye moves through it, not stopping, moving. 3 things to look for. 1. Where the first tier begins, it must sit above the midsection, at least 2 inches below the bust. At the midsection, or below it, the tier frames the area instead of bypassing it. 2. Tier fullness. A moderate sweep, not a wide ruffle, not a stiff flounce. Gentle movement is what carries the eye downward. Bulk interrupts the flow. 3. Fabric weight. Lightweight. Chiffon, rayon, lightweight cotton. Heavy tiered fabric lands flat. It adds visual weight instead of creating the movement that makes this silhouette work. For women with a softer, rounder tummy, the tiered maxi is wonderfully forgiving because the tiers flow past rather than defining the midsection. The one thing to check when shopping: look at where the first tier begins in the product photo. If it starts at tummy height rather than above it, the tier will frame the area rather than bypass it. Above the tummy, always. And now, this is the section I most want petite women, and women who have noticed some height loss over time, to stay with me for a moment. A full-length tiered maxi on a woman 5'4" or under creates what I call a stacking effect. Multiple horizontal bands of texture and movement, one after another, break the body into short visual segments and compress the overall height. It is the one situation where the tiered maxi works against you instead of for you. But you have 3 solutions. First, choose narrower tier bands, 2 to 3 inches wide, not 6 to 8.
Narrow tiers preserve the downward flow without the stacking. Second, choose a tiered midi rather than a full maxi. That extra 6 to 8 inches at the hem is usually the entire source of the proportional problem. A tiered midi gives you everything the silhouette offers, without the compression. Third, consider a single hem alteration. Having the dress shortened at the hem, not at the tiers, solves the problem immediately without disturbing the tier structure above. A skilled tailor can do this for under $20. It is one of the best $20 you will spend on your wardrobe.
Budget, ASOS and Amazon Essentials tiered maxis in extended lengths. ASOS ships to the UK.
Mid-range, Anthropology, J. Jill, and Free People. UK shoppers, Bowden and Monsoon both carry lovely tiered maxi options. Luxury, Eileen Fisher and Bella Daw for investment quality tiered silhouettes.
One dress left, and this one is for the woman who is ready to be seen, fully, boldly, on her own terms, without apology. The asymmetric hem dress is the most modern silhouette in this list, and also the one I get the most questions about. Specifically, can I wear this after 60? And the answer is yes, especially after 60. Here is why it works. An asymmetric hem creates a leading line, a diagonal that the eye naturally follows from the front hem upward through the body, then exits at the back. The eye does not stop along that diagonal to evaluate shapes, it follows the line. The midsection is not the destination, it is simply on the route, and a gaze in motion does not linger. 3 things to look for when you shop. 1. The hem angle, high in front, lower at the back. Front hem at the knee or just above. Back hem 3 to 6 inches longer. This creates the diagonal. 2. The dress body, clean and streamlined. No gathering, no ruching at the midsection, no tiers. The asymmetry is the design element. Everything else must be quiet, so it can do its work. 3. Fabric weight. Crepe, scuba, or ponte. Asymmetric hems in light, floaty fabric move unpredictably and lose the diagonal line. The hem needs weight to hold. For any tummy type, the asymmetric hem works best with a medium fit on the dress body, close enough to skim the figure, not so loose that the diagonal becomes undefined, not so fitted that the midsection is outlined. The dress needs a clean, quiet silhouette to let the hem lead. For petite women, keep the front hem at or near the knee, not above mid-thigh. A front hem at the knee with a back hem 3 to 4 inches longer is the flattering range. More dramatic asymmetry on a shorter frame can read as costume rather than elegant. We have been talking about hiding a tummy for this entire video. I want to close with a different frame. This dress is not about hiding. It is about designing your presence in a room. That is a different intention, and it makes a different kind of woman. Where to shop? Budget, ASOS and Shein for modern asymmetric designs across price points. ASOS ships to the UK. Mid-range, Karen Millen is outstanding for this silhouette, available in both UK and US. Banana Republic and Ann Taylor also carry excellent options. Luxury, Ted Baker in the UK, and Tadashi Shoji in the US for special occasion asymmetric dresses. And those are your 7 silhouettes, 7 sets of science, 7 shopping lists. Before we close, I want to answer the question I planted at the very beginning and name my single top pick for a big occasion. 7 dresses, 7 ways science and fabric architecture can do the work that no girdle ever could. Empire, for elegance anchored above the waist. Faux wrap, for the diagonal that lengthens everything. Structured shift, for the kind of authority that needs no announcement. Pleated trapeze, for the woman who wants to move freely. Color block, for the most powerful optical illusion in fashion. Tiered maxi, for romance without a single pound of effort. And the asymmetric hem, for the woman who is ready to design her own presence. Earlier, I mentioned that the exact same dress can make 2 women look completely different, and it comes down to one fabric detail. That detail is lining. An unlined dress in bright light becomes a different garment entirely. Always check the lining. Always. And my single top recommendation, for a wedding, a reunion, a dinner that matters, is the structured shift. It requires nothing of you except to show up, and you will look like you own every room you walk into. Here is what I want you to know. Finding these dresses should not be a treasure hunt. It should take you 20 minutes and a description link. I have put together a full shopping guide for all 7 silhouettes, US and UK options, budget to luxury, with direct links to specific styles for each dress type. Whether you are dressing for your son's wedding, a dinner out with people you love, or simply wanting to get dressed in the morning and feel like the woman you actually are, the links are already there waiting for you. The full shopping list is in the description below, and next week, I am going to devote an entire video to petite and height loss dressing specifically, because I heard you, and you deserve a whole video to yourself. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss that one. Style after 60 does not get smaller. It gets exactly as large and magnificent as you decide it will be. I will see you in the next one.